Hi there, I'm Martha Van Dam with Living Beyond. So this week we are trying to figure out what to do, and we're putting in order when we feel like things in our life are overwhelming and there's lots more to do than we can manage. In the first two videos, we've gone over a good bit of that. We're in video number 3. Now, if you have gone through the assignment yesterday, you have a piece of paper with a list of all of these things that are hanging on you. And if you've completed what I asked you to do yesterday, then you've also divided them in some way or another. Like I said, I use a marker that is helpful, a highlighter that is helpful to me in different colors, but you've divided it in some way. And you should be able to see now by looking at your page the things that are needing to get done that are weighing on you, that are family things, or that are work things, or that are family growth, personal growth things. You may have found other topics in your world that are specific and personal to you. That's great. We each have our own personal lives. So what is the next thing that you're going to do? The next thing is actually going to require two things. It's going to require a folder. Now this is just like a manila folder, only I happen to like pretty ones. But any manila folder will do. Even a long page of some kind of maybe like cardstock or a poster board, something that, but you want it to be a little bit heavier than a standard piece of paper. So you're gonna take your paper here, your folder. So that's one thing you need. And the other thing you're going to need is some kind of package of little Post-it notes. And I personally have found that it works well for me to have a package of these small ones. What are they, about 2 inches by an inch, or an inch and a half by 2.5. And then these little tiny skinny ones. And I end up using both of these for the way I manage when I have so much going on. And so these larger ones though, you know those topics that you divided by color? Take one color, which means one topic within all of the things that you have to do. For example, I'm just looking at my work one right now. Take one list one of the sections of the list that are divided. And like, for example, I'm using as an example my work items. That was the part of my list that had the biggest number of things. And so for each one of those things that are tasks, that's something hanging over you, I want you to write each one, pick a color, and write each one on one of these little notes. That's what you'll see is in my list right here. These are my work topics. That is where I ended up with the most number. And they're even pushed one on top of each other because there was not room to get them all in one line. But I want you to do that with each of your topics. So here in this green, I have my work. Here are the things that are in my yellow are the growth things, the fun things, the things I want to do that are for me and for my growth. Over here are family things, family and good friends, people that I want to make sure that I'm having contact with, and I feel sometimes bad about not having enough contact with them. These are things in my home. The pink got my home, things like doing certain cleaning out things, refinishing a chair and a table that I'm working on, cleaning, going through some files that need to be gone through, doing some gardening. These are paying some bills. Those are things for those sections. So this is just your next step. Go through that list that you have divided by color, and in each one of those colors, come up with a sticky color with these Post-it notes and write one task on each one. Divide them by color, and somehow, some way, in a way that makes sense to you. On one side, try not to use the other side. We're going to use that for something different. But try to list these tasks on one side of your file folder here. Alrighty, so that is the next task, and that's going to take you a little while today. Now, a piece of this is you're making sense. You're pulling apart the tasks that were all felt like one huge mass in your head. You're pulling them apart and making them workable. Literally, the task of writing on a paper as you've divided it out and then putting it in a line in your file here, that literally is helping your mind make sense of the responsibilities or the tasks that you have in front of you. As you're going through these lists, these tasks on these papers that you've written down, also, if you find something that you think, that's really not mine to do, I really don't need to take that task on. In fact, I think I'm going to ask someone else or delegate it or hire it or ask for help. Then put those in a special place all of their own, whether even if they're mixed in all the different ones. Because a piece of us working through the overwhelm in your mind will be to acknowledge, recognize, and then make changes if there are things that you might be hanging on to that are not actually good for you to do. So you are going to take your color divided list. You're going to write each of those things on a color coordinated paper. That helps me. If it doesn't help you, put them all in one color. But it really helps me to visually see something different. And you're going to then put them on the beginning on one side, just on one side of your file folder page. Alrighty, now the real meat of what we're going to do is going to be in tomorrow's video. So get this done and don't listen to the next one until you finish this one. If this takes more than one day, take more than one day. The point is to do it at your time to help you. This is not meant to be another task to hang over on your head. Alrighty. I'm looking forward to talking to you tomorrow and finishing this up. And I just want to remind you, you can live beyond, beyond, you can thrive, but definitely thrive beyond anything and everything life throws at you. Thanks so much. We've got this. Bye-bye.